Vice President Pence, he walked out of a game between the Colts and the 49ers yesterday after some players knelt during the National Anthem. Afterwards, the Vice President tweeted this: "I left today's Colts game because POTUS, President of the United States, and I will not dignify any event that disrespects our soldiers, our flag, or our national anthem." Joining us now, Mark Lauder, the former Chief of Staff to Vice President Pence. Are the football authorities, NFL, the owners, are they beginning to get a grip on this protest and lay down the law?
Well, before we go too far, thank you for the promotion, but I was the Vice President's press secretary, not his chief of staff.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. But I hope the NFL is doing it. When you look at the approval ratings in the NFL, I mean, they're taking a big hit in terms of their favorability right now, including with one of their key demographics, men 35 to 54. They're now underwater, according to a recent poll that I saw in terms of their favorability. So it's clearly something that the NFL has to get a handle on and get in line with the American people.
Yeah, but is it fading? Are these protests going to fade? I mean, you've got Jerry Jones laying down the law. The Miami Dolphins owner, I think, is doing something somewhat similar. Is this thing about to end? Because a lot of football fans want it to end.
Well, one would hope so. That would obviously be something for the NFL and the Players Union. It's good to see, though, that we're actually having this discussion. As the President, the Vice President have been very clear on, there are places and venues to have the discussions with some of the players and the concerns that the players have. But at the end of the day, the National Anthem, disrespecting the flag, that's not the time to do it.
Senator Bob Corker, in a tweeting spat with the President over the weekend, the Senator ended up by saying, look, the White House looks like a daycare center with adults absent. It's got to pretty much of an extreme here. How do you see it?
It's unfortunate that the senator's voicing that. We look forward to working with the senator during his remaining months in office and moving issues forward like tax reform for the American people. We still need to make sure that we're taking care of and trying everything we can do to repeal and replace Obamacare, as the president has said. But obviously talking about issues and making it about personality, this president's a fighter. The American people elected someone who's going to stand up for what he believes in, and he's going to make sure that people know.
Is it working? When you get into Twitter spats like this and using language like that, I mean, there's going to be 4 or 5 Republicans in the Senate who will not go along with the president, almost for personal reasons.
Well, the one thing I'd point out to you, though, is that there's always something going on in the White House. We're always moving the agenda forward under this president. We're talking about tax reform, talking about repealing and replacing Obamacare, and dealing with the threats that confront our nation around the world. Some of these things, they might take up some media headlines and some space on social media. But at the end of the day, the American people elected this president to get things done. He's looking to work with members of Congress that will work with him in doing that. And we will have that discussion. The president and Vice President will have that discussion with anyone that wants to come to the White House and talk about moving forward on the agenda to make America great again. All
right, Mark Lauder, thanks for being with us, former press secretary to the Vice President. I think I got it right this time. Thanks very much indeed. Thank you.